Hey everyone and welcome at the Tonepedia YouTube channel. My name is Emmanuel and today I have the pleasure to show you how to play the probably easiest Slipknot solo. The song is called The Dying Song, Time to Sing. In my humble opinion, it's a great produced and written song. Classical Slipknot riff work there, which is kind of pretty hard to get if you are a beginner. However, I think that the solo, unlike with other Slipknot songs and metal songs in general, in this song is the easiest part to play on the guitar. While the rhythm guitar work in modern metal can be very challenging indeed, it's mostly the solos where the guitarists show what they're capable of. Techniques like sweep picking, tapping, legato, alternate picking are practiced to such an extent that it's very hard for beginner guitarists to recreate those sounds. Now in this solo, I actually don't know if it's even meant to be a solo, but it's an instrumental part on the guitar. There are very basic techniques used, so I think it's a great opportunity for a beginner guitarist who would like to play something from Slipknot but is not able to play those riffs yet. And it's not only that the solo is sounding very cool, it's also that I think the second part of the solo is a very good exercise for you if you're getting started with the electric guitar. Let's talk about the tone first. My guitar is tuned to drop B. And if you just want to play along the solo, then there's actually no need to down-tune your guitar. You can basically play the same notes which I played in the beginning, but just starting from the 12th fret. If you want to try to play the riffs, then you should tune your guitar to drop B, because I think that's the original tuning of the song. Now, I guess that you know that distortion is kind of a must-have for metal guitar, especially for modern metal music, where we use plenty of distortion. And luckily enough, we are in a time where there are so many devices out there. The downside of it is that for a beginner, it can be very overwhelming to pick the right device in such an oversaturated market. But there is something which will definitely help you to get the sound that you do have in your head. It is called Tonepedia. Tonepedia is an interactive online gear demo platform, and it allows you to compare hundreds and hundreds of pieces of gear head to head. All of which have been recorded under the exact same circumstances, so it's a 100% objective comparison that you get there. And if you follow that link, then you will get to a preloaded player with a couple of pedals, which I think may bring you very close to the tones heard in the original song. Now, let's talk about the playing. So what we have here is is the sound of two notes bleeding into each other. So usually if we're playing guitar solos and scale work, then basically what we're trying to do is to separate the different notes, right? So that they don't ring into each other. Now sometimes, and especially often practiced in rock music, you want notes to bleed into each other because it gives you that very dirty sound, especially when you have plenty of distortion on your tone. And this is exactly what we do in this case. And this does not only sound great, but it also makes life very easy for the guitar player, because you don't have to pay too much attention to techniques like lifting your finger, muting, all of that. You just put your fingers in the right position, and then that's all what you gotta do. So the first couple of notes we are playing are on the 15th fret on the B string, and then the 13th fret on the E string. And then basically we just leave our ring finger here. That's it, on the B string. And all we gotta move is the index finger, which is on the E string. So after the 13th fret, we are going down to the 12th fret. Right? Ring finger stays on the B string 15th. Then we use our pinky to go to the 15th fret of the E string. And then we're going back to the 13th fret. A good technique would be to hit the B string with an upstroke and to hit the E string with a downstroke, because then we would practice alternate picking, which is kind of an efficient picking technique. But if you're not familiar with that technique yet, and you can also just play everything by just playing downstrokes, because the tempo is very, very slow in this case. Now for the second part, we actually have to apply some proper technique. It goes something like... It's also not too hard to do, however, you have to use alternate picking here. Alternate picking means that after you do a downstroke, you got to do an upstroke. And in this case, I think it's a great exercise to practice that technique, because you're just swapping between the B and the E string constantly. So when you're hitting the B string, you do an upstroke. And when you're hitting the E string, you do a downstroke. And you can actually just in the beginning practice what I just did. Just put your fingers into the right position to play the first lick, 15th on the B string and 13 on the E string, and then just swap between those strings all the time. And once you get comfortable doing that, then you can actually take a look to the tabs, which you can see in the beginning, and then apply all the correct notes. It's actually a little bit harder because in this case, you also got to pay attention to your finger synchronization. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to have more of those lessons, then just leave us a comment with whatever song you would like to see here on the channel. Other than that, there's plenty of cool stuff on our channel, like gear reviews, like gear demos, like other lessons. So just take a look there, leave a sub, and that's it. See you next time. Bye.